In 2018, scientists found something surprising and deeply disturbing. Inside the Mariana Trench, the deepest point on Earth, nearly 11,000 meters below sea level, they found a plastic bag. Yes, a single-use shopping bag. The kind we use for maybe 12 minutes and throw away without a second thought. But how did it get here beneath 7 miles of ocean? And more importantly, if plastic has reached the deepest place on the planet, what are we doing to solve this? Every year, we produce over 400 million tons of plastic. That's enough to fill over 1.6 million Olympic-sized swimming pools every single year. But the shocking part is that roughly 1/3 of this plastic is used just once and then discarded. Now, some of it gets recycled, some gets burned for energy, but a huge portion of this, over 11 million tons every year, ends up in our oceans. You might imagine this plastic floating on the surface, bottles bobbing near beaches, but the real story is far more disturbing because plastic doesn't just float, it sinks, it shreds, it breaks down into microplastics. And those microplastics are now everywhere, in human blood, air, Antarctic snow, whales' stomachs, and yes, 7 miles deep in the Mariana Trench. But here's what scientists didn't expect to find. That plastic bag wasn't a lonely traveler on this impossible journey. Since that 2018 discovery, explorers have found plastic debris in the deepest ocean trenches multiple times. When Dallas businessman Victor Vescovo made his record-breaking dive to 35,849 feet in 2019, he discovered not just one plastic bag, but candy wrappers too. This wasn't some freak occurrence. Plastic has now been documented in every single one of the world's deepest ocean trenches. The Philippine Trench, the Cayman Trench, the Java Trench, they're all contaminated. So how does a plastic bag from your local grocery store end up in the deepest place on Earth? The answer lies in something scientists call the trench trap. Deep ocean currents act like underwater conveyor belts, efficiently funneling debris from the surface down into these trenches where it accumulates forever. When plastic enters the ocean, it doesn't just sink immediately. First, it floats around, breaking down into smaller and smaller pieces under the sun and waves. Marine organisms, like bacteria and algae, start growing on these pieces, creating what scientists call biofilm. This biofilm makes the plastic heavier, causing it to sink deeper and deeper until it reaches the ocean floor. Then powerful deep-sea currents sweep this plastic debris into the trenches, where the crushing pressure and near-freezing temperatures preserve it for potentially thousands of years. 1 liter of water from the Mariana Trench contains thousands of tiny plastic pieces. Think about that, thousands of pieces in just 1 liter. And the creatures living down there are paying the ultimate price for our plastic world. Recent studies suggest around 29% of crustaceans and 26% of fish collected from deep ocean environments had eaten at least one microplastic particle. But here's the most disturbing part. Fish living in deeper waters had actually ingested more plastic than creatures found near the surface. These are animals that have never seen sunlight, living miles away from any human activity. Yet they're consuming more plastic than fish near our cities. Almost every organism examined from the deepest trenches had microplastics in their stomachs. Some studies even reported 100% contamination. When these animals consume microplastics, they're also consuming toxic chemicals that plastic absorbs from seawater, including heavy metals and cancer-causing compounds. The Mariana Trench now has higher levels of certain pollutants than some of the most polluted rivers in China. This contamination doesn't stay in the deep ocean. These creatures form the foundation of food webs. Larger fish eat them, those fish get caught, and eventually end up on our dinner plates. The plastic from a grocery store parking lot can end up back in our food system. By 2025, global plastic waste mismanagement has become a tipping point. According to the Plastic Overshoot Day report, nearly 32% of plastic produced this year is mismanaged, meaning it leaks into nature instead of being properly recycled, reused, or contained. And even the parts we do manage often aren't truly recycled. Much of it is downcycled into lower quality products, delaying landfill, not preventing it. This isn't a story meant to make you feel hopeless. It's a wake-up call showing us exactly where our choices lead. That plastic bag in the Mariana Trench didn't teleport there. It went through a chain of human decisions, how it was made, used, disposed of, and handled by our waste systems. Every step is something we can change. We're not anti-plastic. Plastic has revolutionized medicine and improved countless aspects of life, but we need to get serious about how we handle it responsibly. Recycle properly, choose reusables, support better systems. If plastic can reach the bottom of the ocean, then so can our accountability. Subscribe and follow at EcoCreds on X to stay informed.